Good morning. Welcome to Cafe English Podcast.
Hey, wherever you are right now, we're really glad you're here.
Maybe you're still in bed. Maybe the blanket is still pulled up around your chin, and you opened your phone out of habit.
Or maybe you're already up, standing in the kitchen, waiting for your coffee to brew.
Either way, before social media wakes up your brain, let us wake it up with a little English first.
Just a few minutes. Calm, easy, no pressure.
Today, we're going to talk about something that sounds simple, but can honestly change your English life. Your morning, the first 20, 30 minutes of your day. That quiet window before the world starts asking things of you.
And we have a promise to make right now. By the end of this episode, you will have one small practical habit you can try tomorrow morning. Not a big study plan, not a 2-hour routine, just one thing.
And we'll also tell you about a listener named Alex. He was stuck at B1 English for almost 2 years. He tried apps, he bought books, he watched YouTube videos with subtitles. Nothing stuck. And then one morning, not a Monday, not the first of the month, just a random Tuesday, he made one small change.
6 months later, he had his first real English conversation at work. Without freezing, without panicking, without translating every word in his head first.
We'll tell you exactly what he did, but not yet. First, let's talk about mornings.
I love how you always make me wait.
Patience is a language skill, Daniel.
I'm writing that down.
So, morning. What actually happens in your brain when you first wake up?
Honestly, in my brain, mostly confusion.
That's actually normal, and it's connected to something real. For the first few minutes after you wake up, your brain is still in a very open, absorbent state. It hasn't been flooded yet. No decisions, no noise, no stress. It's clean, it's quiet. It's like a freshly wiped whiteboard, nothing written yet, just ready.
And that's the moment most people feel with Instagram.
Exactly. And look, we're not here to shame anyone. Checking your phone in the morning is something almost everyone does. It's not a moral failure. It's just a habit. And habits can be replaced with other habits.
Right. You're not asking people to throw their phone out the window.
Never. Just before you open social media, open something in English first. 5 minutes. That's the swap. Same phone, different choice.
Can I ask you something honest?
Always.
Does this actually work? Like 5 minutes of English in the morning. Is that really enough to make a difference?
It doesn't feel like enough. That's the thing. 5 minutes feels like almost nothing when you say it out loud. But here's what 5 minutes actually is. 5 minutes every morning, 7 days a week, is 35 minutes a week. That's about 2.5 hours a month. Over 6 months, that's 15 hours of English. 15 hours you did in tiny, invisible pieces while your coffee was brewing.
Okay, when you say it like that, it sounds very different.
Learning English is like charging your brain battery a little every day. You don't have to do one huge charge once a week. Small charges every morning keep the battery alive, keep it warm.
I really like that image. The brain battery.
And here's the key thing about mornings specifically. Your brain is most receptive early in the day. Words you hear in the morning stick better than words you hear at 10 o'clock at night when you're exhausted and half asleep on the sofa.
That's definitely me. Nighttime Daniel trying to study is not an inspiring image.
Nighttime studying after a full day is like trying to water a plant with an empty watering can. You have the intention, you have the effort, but there's nothing left to give.
So the solution isn't to try harder at night, it's to move the habit to the morning.
Exactly. Work with your brain, not against it.
Before we go further, quick question for everyone listening.
Yes, this is your first English espresso challenge of the morning.
Think about this. What is the first English word you heard or saw today?
Maybe it was on your phone screen. Maybe it was a song playing somewhere. Maybe it was the words "Good morning" from this podcast right now.
Take a second. Think about it.
Got it? Good. Hold on to that word. We'll come back to it at the end.
Okay, tell me about Alex. I want to hear the beginning.
All right. Alex is 31 years old. He lives in a medium-sized city, works in finance. Long hours, early mornings, lots of spreadsheets and emails.
Already sounds exhausting.
He's been learning English on and off since high school. He can read well. He understands most things when he hears them slowly. But speaking, that's where everything breaks down.
The classic B1 problem.
Classic. He knows the words, he's studied the grammar, but when he opens his mouth in a real conversation, his brain goes blank. It's like the words are locked somewhere, and he can't find the key quickly enough.
I know that feeling. You're looking for the word, and the other person is waiting, and the silence gets louder and louder.
Exactly that. And Alex had tried everything at night, after work, after dinner. Too tired to concentrate. He'd open an app, do 3 minutes, fall asleep on the sofa, wake up, feel guilty, try again the next evening. Same thing.
The guilt cycle. That's real.
It's so common, and the guilt actually makes it worse because it creates a negative feeling around English. You start to associate the language with failure instead of progress.
So what changed for Alex?
We'll get there, I promise. But first, let's talk about something that connects to his story. The idea of building a habit versus forcing a habit.
Ooh, what's the difference?
Forcing a habit means pushing yourself through pure willpower. You're tired, you don't feel like it, but you make yourself sit down and study because you should.
That sounds very familiar.
Building a habit is different. You attach a new behavior to an existing one in your day, something automatic, something you already do without thinking.
Like making coffee.
Exactly like making coffee. If you already make coffee every morning at 7:30 and you already stand there for 5 minutes while it brews, that 5 minutes already exists. You don't have to create time. You just have to fill the time that's already there with something new.
So you're essentially piggyback writing on an existing habit.
Piggyback riding. I love it. Yes, exactly. In habit psychology, this is called habit stacking. You stack a new behavior on top of an existing one. And it works because your brain doesn't have to do the work of remembering. The existing habit triggers the new one automatically.
So the coffee is a trigger, and the English listening becomes a thing that always follows the coffee.
After a few mornings of just listening, it starts to feel normal. After a few weeks, your brain starts to connect them. Coffee smell, English. You don't even have to decide. It just happens.
That's honestly kind of beautiful.
Language learning is a poetic reflex. I'll take it. Okay. Let's talk about what a real morning English habit actually looks like, because I think many learners focus so much on grammar that they forget how much vocabulary matters in real conversation.
I feel that. I can construct a grammatically correct sentence and still not find the right word to actually express what I mean.
Vocabulary is the paint. Grammar is the brushstroke technique. You can have perfect brushstroke technique, but if you have only 2 colors, everything looks the same.
And mornings can help build vocabulary?
In a very specific way. When you hear a word in context, in a real conversation, in a story, attached to an emotion or a scene, your brain files it differently than if you see it in a list.
Like, if I hear the word scattered in a conversation about a messy morning.
You remember the messy morning, and the word comes with it. They're linked. That's called contextual memory, and it's much stronger than memorizing words from a list.
So just listening to English conversations, like this one, is building vocabulary?
Every time you hear a word you half know in a real context, it gets slightly more solid in your memory. Every time you hear it again, slightly more solid, until one day it belongs to you.
It's like building a house brick by brick. Each listen is a brick.
Exactly. And you don't have to lay 100 bricks every morning, just 1 or 2, consistently, and the house gets built.
Okay, let's run through some more vocabulary. I want to give listeners some really useful B2 phrases they can take away from today.
Let's do it. I'll introduce them as they come up naturally.
First one, and this connects to Alex's story. He spent 2 years running hot and cold, but eventually he got consistent. There's a nice phrase for when you finally commit to something, right?
Yes, the phrase is to knuckle down.
To knuckle down.
When you knuckle down, you start working seriously and with focus. You stop avoiding and you commit.
Alex finally knuckled down and created a morning routine that actually lasted.
And here's a related one. Before Alex knuckled down, he was procrastinating. Do you know that word?
Procrastinate. Yes, delaying something you should be doing.
I kept procrastinating on my English practice because it felt overwhelming. Procrastinate is B2 vocabulary and very useful.
What about when you finally get momentum, like when the habit starts to feel easy?
Great timing. The phrase is to hit your stride.
Hit your stride.
When you hit your stride, you reach a point where something starts to feel natural and effortless, like a runner who finds their rhythm after the first uncomfortable kilometer.
After 3 weeks of morning English, Alex hit his stride, and the habit stopped feeling like effort.
Beautiful. Another one I want to include for the moments when everything clicks, when something that was confusing suddenly makes sense.
It dawns on you.
Say that again?
When something dawns on you, it suddenly becomes clear, like light appearing at sunrise, slowly and then all at once. After 6 months of listening practice, it slowly dawned on Alex that he could understand fast English speakers.
Perfect example. Let's do phrasal verbs. I want to do a few that connect to morning and English learning.
Okay, first, to pick up.
To pick up, like to pick up a skill?
Exactly. When you pick something up, you learn it naturally without formal study.
Children pick up their first language without any grammar lessons. And for language learners, I picked up a lot of useful phrases just by listening to English podcasts every morning.
Next,
To tune in.
to tune in, like tuning a radio.
Yes, when you tune in, you focus your attention on something. You consciously pay attention.
Every morning, I tune in to an English podcast while I make breakfast.
And the opposite, to tune out, when you stop paying attention, when your mind drifts.
My mind tunes out after about 40 minutes of studying. That's why short sessions work better for me.
Excellent. One more phrasal verb, to work on.
Oh, very useful. To work on means to practice or improve something actively.
I'm working on my English pronunciation every morning by speaking out loud.
Simple, but important.
Quick reflection moment. We're about halfway through, and I want to ask you something, Daniel. When you imagine your ideal morning, not the real one with 4 snooze alarms, but the version you wish you had, what does it look like?
Honestly, I imagine waking up naturally before the alarm. Light coming through the curtains, coffee already somehow made, maybe by someone magical.
A coffee fairy.
Yes, specifically a coffee fairy. And I'm sitting by the window, quiet, not rushing, just existing for a few minutes before the day starts demanding things.
That image, that quiet window seat morning, is something many people feel they don't deserve until they've earned it. Like you have to be productive first before you get to be calm.
Oh, that's interesting. I think I do feel that.
But what if the calm came first? What if 5 minutes of quiet English listening at the window was the very first thing? Not a reward at the end of a busy day, just the opening note of the day.
Like choosing the first song in your morning playlist.
And the first song sets the tone for everything that follows. If your first song is stressful, anxious news, comparison on social media, messages that need immediate responses, that feeling spreads.
But if your first song is calm English conversation,
You start from a different place.
Let's do the cafe phrase of the day.
Yes, every episode we highlight one phrase worth adding to your English vocabulary, a phrase that is useful, natural, and a little bit beautiful.
Today's phrase is one Emily used earlier. Set the tone.
Set the tone. When something sets the tone, it establishes the mood or feeling for everything that comes after.
The beginning of something sets the tone for the whole thing.
You can use it for a morning. My morning run sets the tone for a productive day. You can use it for a meeting. The manager's opening words set the tone for a difficult conversation. You can use it for a relationship. How you treat someone when you first meet them sets the tone.
Here's mine. Listening to English for 5 minutes in the morning sets the tone for an English-filled day.
I love that. I want to talk about something that blocks a lot of learners. And it's not grammar, it's not vocabulary, it's something more invisible.
What is it?
It's the feeling of not being ready yet. This idea that you'll start speaking English properly when your English is better, when you know more words, when you finished this course or that book.
When you're ready.
But here's the thing. Ready doesn't come before practice. Ready comes from practice. Waiting until you're ready is like standing outside a swimming pool saying you'll get in when you're less wet.
That is a perfect sentence. Standing outside, saying you'll get in when you're less wet.
You learn by doing. You become ready by starting before you feel ready.
Alex didn't wait until his English was good before he started his morning routine.
He started the routine so that his English could become good.
That's an important reversal.
And here's something encouraging. The learners who improve fastest are not always the most talented. They are almost always the most consistent. Talent without consistency goes nowhere. Consistency without talent goes somewhere remarkable.
Consistency is the superpower.
Small progress every day beats big effort once in a while, every single time.
Let me share something I've been thinking about as we talk. We keep mentioning that Alex listened to podcasts. But what kind? Does the content matter?
Great question. In the early stages, at B1 level, the most important thing is that the content is comfortable, not too difficult. You should understand maybe 70–80% without effort. The other 20% is the growing edge.
The growing edge. I like that.
If the content is too difficult, you get exhausted, frustrated, you start skipping. If it's too easy, you're not stretching at all. The sweet spot is just slightly above your level, challenging enough to grow, easy enough to enjoy.
Like a good workout. Enough resistance to get stronger, not so much that you injure yourself.
Exactly. And in terms of topics, choose something genuinely interesting to you, not just English podcasts about grammar. English podcasts about morning routines, travel, psychology, food, relationships, whatever makes you curious.
Because if you're genuinely interested, you listen more closely.
And your brain processes it more deeply. Interest is one of the most underused learning tools.
What about music?
Music is wonderful for rhythm and pronunciation, less efficient for vocabulary than conversation. But if a song makes you feel happy and connected to English, play it. Emotion is a powerful memory anchor.
A powerful memory anchor. Let me unpack that phrase.
When an emotion is attached to a learning moment, the brain remembers it more strongly. Think about songs from your childhood that you still remember word for word 20 years later because they had emotion attached to them.
So, if I listen to English while feeling happy and relaxed, my morning cafe mood, the learning sticks better than if I study while stressed and pressured.
That is genuinely why we try to make this podcast